there is this focus, and a growing focus, on four-year graduation rates. I'm happy to say that the vice chair of our committee, Kelsey Brewer, there, is graduating in May from Cal State Fullerton. Congratulations. And she's doing it in 4 years. So,
completion of her final
so, Kelsey, can you tell us a little bit about your views on the benefits of four-year graduation rates?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Trustee Fagan. As the Chancellor mentioned, I do still have to pass 2 of my classes, so fingers crossed on that one. I think all of you have heard me say multiple times at this board that I am a firm believer that anyone who wants to graduate in 4 years and is willing to take the course load and pass the necessary classes should have the support of this board and our system to do so. I was able to graduate in 4 years, and I was very lucky, and it came from a combination of coming in with some credits from AP classes and being able to get on priority registration lists early on, and also just having the support of the correct advising to take the right classes at the right time. And I definitely agree, Trustee Fagan, that there's a lot of benefits to four-year graduation rates. I think it opens up more seats, as I've heard multiple members of this board talk about. It allows me to hopefully enter the workforce a little bit earlier and start paying back some of my student loans. And there's safe costs to the system in the state. And I think that that's not something that we can understate. But I also want to acknowledge that my reality is not universal. And that for some people, a four-year graduation rate simply isn't possible. But to Nicole's point about this being a priority for the legislature, I actually think it's great because I know it's a priority for this board. And any time that we can be on the same page as the legislature, I think only good things can come from that. And I think in a lot of ways, it's an educational opportunity for us to talk about some of the nuances that come with graduation rates, like Trustee Fagan mentioned about reporting. I think that that's a nuance that we have to explain and make sure that everybody understands. I think we've always talked about at this board the nuances of the populations we serve. You know, low income, first generation, people who work 20 plus hours a week. And then I think we also need to have the conversation about any type of legislation that promotes 4 year is good, but we also need to make sure that it doesn't negatively impact those who are incapable of graduating in 4 years and doesn't create like a second tier of students. But I also am really excited that we're having the conversations about four-year graduation rates because there's a lot of benefits to the system in the state, but it also focuses our attention to the role of the state of California in promoting public higher education and the success of students. I think it brings up a lot of questions, like, do we have the facilities and infrastructure to support four-year graduation rates? Do we have the financial aid necessary to make sure that students are being supported in the way that they go about financial aid? I know that was a huge component in why I was able to get out in 4 years is because I didn't have to work more than 20 hours, where I sit next to students that work 2 jobs. That's a huge part of this. Do we have the resources to hire and retain a diverse faculty to support student success? Do we have the staff to do advising and other student success things? And so I think the questions that we have for the state of California are just as important as the questions that they have for us. And we have to be not only a full partner with the state, but they need to be a full partner with us. And that comes with not only legislation that promotes four-year graduation rates, but with the resources to make it a reality for as many students as we can. And so I'm definitely a huge supporter of it. I think that the more students that we can graduate with a quality education in 4 years should be a priority of this board. And I think that the graduation initiatives and even Chancellor White's comments during the state of the CSU have shown the state of California that it's a priority for us. And so I think moving forward, it's just about engaging in the details and the nuances to make sure that this can help as many students as possible.
Wow. So I don't know what your major is, but if it's rhetoric, I certainly understand. So that was very eloquent, and thank you.